So you've missed a period, and the first thing that you've done is checked a pregnancy test, and that's good. Missing a period is usually your first symptom of pregnancy. But if the pregnancy test is negative, well then what? Where's your period? So there's a few different reasons why this could happen, and let's talk about that right now. Number one, you are pregnant, but it's too early to show up on your pregnancy test. So early in pregnancy, the HCG hormone is still very low. And the further along you are, the higher the hormone level gets. But the over-the-counter pregnancy test can't detect super low HCG hormones. So if you missed your period and you still think you could be pregnant, wait a week and then check another pregnancy test. Number two, ectopic pregnancy. So ectopic pregnancy means you have a pregnancy, but not in the uterus where it's supposed to be. It could be in the tubes or in the abdominal cavity. Ectopic pregnancies don't produce as much HCG hormone as a regular pregnancy. So early on, an ectopic pregnancy could still show up negative on home pregnancy tests. So if you've had unprotected intercourse and you've missed your period and your pregnancy test is negative, but you're having sharp abdominal pain, pelvic pain, even pelvic pain that comes and goes, and you're having vaginal bleedings, dizziness, you really need to get that checked out. Number three, hormonal birth control can make you miss your period. And I mean all types of hormonal birth control can do this. So if you're taking the pill, some women end up not menstruating during their last week of their pack where they're supposed to, and that's totally fine and it's not dangerous at all. And honestly, I consider you to be lucky if that's what your body chooses to do on the pill. Also, progesterone birth control like IUDs or the Nexplanon or the Depo shot, they can all make you miss your periods or have no periods at all, which I think is pretty cool. And again, it's totally safe not to have periods if the progesterone hormones are making you miss your periods. Barrier methods like condoms, spermicides, they will not make you miss your period. Neither will having your tubes tied. Number four, PCOS or polycystic ovarian syndrome can make you skip your periods or have irregular periods or sometimes no periods at all. The hormone imbalance from PCOS makes it so that your ovaries don't ovulate as often or not at all. So if you don't ovulate, then your body doesn't have the signal to have a period. If you only ovulate 3 times a year, you might only have a period 3 times a year. If you don't ovulate at all, well, eventually your body might just bleed because it's been waiting so long for the signal to have a period that it finally just lets go of some of the menstruation and then you appear to have a period. Number five, thyroid imbalance. So hypothyroid means your thyroid levels are low. Hyperthyroid means your thyroid levels are high, and both can cause you to have irregular periods. Both hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism can easily be diagnosed with a blood test and treated with medications. Number six, perimenopause. So this means that you are at the beginning stage of menopause. And in menopause, your hormone levels just start to gradually decrease and you ovulate less and less often until your body goes into full menopause where you are done with periods entirely. If you are perimenopausal, you might also start to notice hot flashes, night sweats, irritability, and insomnia. But if you're not in the menopausal age, so 45 or above, but you feel like you're having all these symptoms, there is something called premature ovarian failure, which is basically like early menopause for someone who is generally considered too young for menopause. Number seven, increased stress. Now, I'm not talking about stressful days here and there. We all have those days, and that shouldn't throw off your period. But if you are having chronic stress, that certainly can throw things off. So things like financial strain, like losing a job, a new job, moving, a divorce, a chronic illness, all of that can make your periods irregular or make you stop having periods. Number eight, weight changes. So weight loss can make you stop having periods. Now, I'm not talking about someone who has decided to start a healthy diet and exercise program to lose weight. I'm talking about extreme weight loss because of malnutrition, like in cases of eating disorders like anorexia or bulimia. Number nine, excessive exercise. So regular exercise is definitely important and I recommend it, but excessive exercise can actually lower your estrogen levels and can give you what we call secondary amenorrhea, which means you used to have periods, but now you don't. So competitive athletes can experience this. Gymnasts, long distance runners, any kind of athlete really that are training or working out excessively can experience this. So many of the reasons that I talked about need to be addressed by your healthcare provider. So unless you have missed a period and your pregnancy test is negative and you're taking birth control, I recommend that you get checked out by your medical provider just to make sure everything is okay. So I really enjoy knowing if the information that I'm offering in these videos are helpful to you. And the way that I can know that is if you hit subscribe, hit the like button. It really lets me know that you appreciate this type of content. And hey, if you know someone who might like this video or need this kind of information, share it with them too. Now, if you have ever wondered if it's normal to have daily vaginal discharge, I'm going to link to my video about that at the end of this video. Click on that and I will see you over there. And that's because there are many different combinations of the types of progesterone and the doses of both the progesterone and the estrogen. And there's more. Also, how often you take a pill with the actual hormone in it